Bridget from Underground World of a Pastor and First Lady. What's happening? Yeah, it's me. Hello, hello, hello. I told y'all I would be back. Let's get some people off in the chat and let's talk about it. I've been waiting to come back. Y'all know I had to do a lot of stuff. I had to get some x-rays done on my back because my back has been hurting me. I'm telling y'all, I got these things up here that people was paying for. That's too heavy, and they taking a toll on my back. Well, come on, get in the chat, get in the chat. I want to see some messages come up. Okay, all messages are visible. I want all messages to be visible. I got one person in here. I told you I was coming back. Oh, Lord. Have I got some stuff for y'all? Come on in. I'm waiting for some more people to come on in. When I got off my chat, I was so surprised because I only seen like 6 people up there when I was on here. And when I got off, they said that 33 people had joined the chat. Y'all sure be in the bushes, y'all. I'm like, what? It didn't show the 33 people on there. Where y'all be? It say it was 33 people on here when I got off last time. Where in the world? When they say y'all be in the bushes, y'all be in the bushes. I've been waiting to get on here because, you know, I looked at YouTube today and Facebook, and I seen some more stuff, and we ready to talk about it. Well, you know, the situation is still going on with Mr. LaTruth and his wife. But those of you that follow me and join my page and marking your comments, I told y'all that these people, either this was a skit. I said, if it's not, I said, they gonna make it like it was. I said, they gonna get back together. Didn't I tell y'all that? I know I've been in a relationship like that for too many years, and it was going on both sides. Yes. Mr. LaTruth allegedly, yeah, he did what he did, but that ain't the first time. They done tussled, rumbled, and rolled. It was just this time. This time. How I put this? He struck out 4 times, y'all. See, I first wanted to try to give y'all a little bit about my life, but we're going to talk about Mr. LaTruth and Mr. Truth, since that's how I got my following base and stuff, and I got a lot of experience. Okay, I told y'all that I've been in, I was married for, I was with my ex-husband for 32 years. We was married for 27 years. I had to look on the certificate, child, to see how long it was, but we was. You know they be asking for credentials over here. I still got my marriage license, so I can show y'all. But anyway, he was just on Facebook, on the reels. No, not Facebook. He went on 7 hours ago, pleading, asking people to tag Brianna to his page because he went live, and to apologize to her. He want to apologize. He want to tell her he's sorry. He just got, he played 2 messages from 2 famous people that's in the industry, that's famous and well known. And I was trying to catch one of their voices. I don't know who it was, but I recognized the voice, and I got to play back to catch it. And the man was telling him that we make our biggest mistake. Men make their biggest mistake when they influencers and they and they spoil themselves and spoil their queen, and was telling him to keep his head up, don't look down, whatever he do, get his queen back. Don't let people on the outside influence him, because they can make this work, and after they get through with this situation, another situation gonna come up. And the man, the big time influencer was telling him that put your pride down, tell her you was sorry, you was wrong. And as soon as another guy came on there, told him the same thing, and said him and his wife had went through it, and yada yada yada, and I mean just going through it, Mr. Latrobe got on there on that line, and he was talking, and he said, somebody tag Brianna, somebody tag her and tell her I need to talk to her. See, they already then came together, y'all don't know. He put it out there. He know he was putting some clickbait out there, and he said, I spent time with my daughter yesterday, his baby daughter. So in order for him to spend time with his baby daughter, he had to see Brianna. See where I'm going with this? Okay. Yes, it's allegedly some abuse going on, but it's on both sides, y'all. Just like with me, I told y'all, it was on both sides, and I felt like I knew how to fight, because I came up out of South Central Los Angeles, gang banging, all this and that, and I knew I could not whoop him because he was 100 pounds bigger than me. But I felt like this: I might not be able to whoop you, but I'm gonna fight you back, because you ain't gonna dummy me down, and you ain't gonna punk me down. So by the time I get through with you, I'm gonna leave some scars too, to let you know I got in church. You see, I had a street mentality. And I was like, and I mean, I went far as when people would come over and we be drinking and stuff together, we get to fighting and going at it, and family members trying to break us up. And this when we was younger together and stuff. And I got so bad, my cousin husband say, I'm sick and tired of coming over there breaking y'all up. I said, well, don't. And I told my ex-husband, I said, let's take it up to the room, lock the door, so won't nobody have to come up here and break us up. And not only that, I would fight my ex-husband, and then I would get tired, and I would tell him, just let me rest. Give me 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes to catch my breath, then I'm going to get back with you, nigga. Oh, that's how bad I thought I was. So that's why I say and I feel for what Brianna is going through, and I will never, ever say that she wasn't being abused. Okay, let me see. It is a toxic. They are, first of all, I'm going to tell you why they is. Because she clearly said when she met him, they both met on different battlegrounds. She met him on a battleground of pain, of loss, of her mother, of pain, of a broken relationship, raising 3 other kids, 2 or 3. So she needed somebody to be there for her when her mother died. And so he was able to come in to understand where she was coming from, because he lost his mama at 5 years old. So he came from a place of loss, disconnect, and probably a whole lot of rejection. So when you get them 2 type of people to come together, it's toxic, because she coming in with her baggage, he coming in with his baggage, And then they make a plan, and the only plan is how we gonna get to the bag, how we gonna make this money. In the meantime, in between time, they should have been getting counseling about what they was going through and what they had been through. She met him through a video. Yeah, she met him through a video. So she was doing a video for another dude. And then she ended up, he said, DMing him and kept on. And so he answered. And what else y'all say? Trauma bonded. Girl, Vanessa, that's my daughter's name. Girl, trauma bonding. She was a video vixen, but she was like a low-grade video vixen, see? And she was just making it. And then she meets somebody that already got in the millions of subscribers. So he was already there. And what he did, because... And you see what she said? He said, I want you to show me the same love you showed your you show your kids, because I admire that. And that was something he was missing out his life, because we don't know who raised him at 5 years old. You lose your mama, she go in and have surgery and she never come back out. And so people don't want to raise other people's kids. The daddy ain't halfway there. You heard her say the daddy wasn't SH. So therefore, evidently the sisters and the brothers helped raise him. He made her. And the thing about it, he showed her a better life. And what he did was, all of the rejection he had, and he wanted somebody to fill that void in him instead of letting God fill it. He wanted to fill it up with her. Well, she didn't have all of that love and all of that to give to him, because she was already dealing with hurt and pain. She was helping her daddy through his hurt and pain and trying to fill the void in his life from her mother, because no doubt her mother and her father were close together. And so here come Mr. LaTrue, Romeo, to save the day. And then start, and this other me, allegedly, he's missing and give them. And so she admired that, because, you know, as women, when we have a good father, grow up in the home, and I had a good father, we want to marry somebody just like our fathers. And so he was probably the same kind of father her father was. Let me see what y'all saying. He totally had the advantage. She had kids, and he helped took care of them kids. A paymaster. But let me tell you where this paymaster, see, they already been fighting. They already been tussling in the house. Admire, he didn't mind taking care. No, he didn't mind taking care of them kids. And how many men you know that got a platform like he had a platform, girl, and probably could have got anybody he wanted, except for me. But anyway, and then he gonna get you and your kids. She went down there one week and put it on. And then he said that they got married. They got married within months. Within months, so that hurt that he was experiencing and the hurt she was experiencing, that hurt came together and it made a bond, because he was fulfilling voids in her life at that time. I'm looking in these things at the dollar store, y'all. Y'all see all the stuff they got? He would feel the voids that she was having in her life, and she felt the voids that he was having in his life, and he was there, a father figure for them kids. And then the money started coming in, and y'all know, come on, women, when that money started coming in and that man get taking you to the Coach store, the Louis Vuitton store, and buying you all this kind of stuff, you let a lot of stuff slide, and you miss a whole lot of red flags, because you getting all these material things, and you think You living large now. I'm gonna make your career. That's what happened. And then after that happened, she started learning the game like Coco. Y'all know Coco, LA's ex. He started learning the game. He made the game happen for him. He got up out of Sarasota and got to catching planes and stuff when he had never been on one. But anyway, and then after what? Wait, that's a lot of pressure when the woman around you are mostly single. And because you know why? He thinking in himself, you owe me. You owe me. I took you and your kids in. I made you who you are. So you gonna come up under subjection to me. And they have been fighting, and so that's what made him so comfortable to commit them 4 felonies he committed with her. And I'm gonna tell y'all about the 4 felonies. See, he did 4 things wrong. I ain't talking about felonies as far as the police. He had 4 strikes against him before she got on the internet, y'all. Let me tell you what he did wrong. See, they been fighting. Follow me. They been fighting. They been fussing. She been getting on him about women. She been insecure. She been all of these things. Had she not been, she wouldn't have been checking his phone. And in the beginning, he said that what he did, he spoiled her and gave her that authority to start. I know. Then I've been there where it was on both sides. Because had he been just coming in, beating her down, and been that kind of mean, angry, cruel guy, it's no way in the world, y'all, she'd have felt comfortable taking the man's phones, then taking his computer, then tussling with him. You tell me what woman that is being physically abused all the time gonna put herself in that situation. And his sister said, she got a mouthpiece on her. And I know that because I got a mouthpiece on me. So, but this give him no reason to do what he did. But see, they feeding off each other. And girl that came on and acclaimed, but you but you can take looking for her that and say, oh baby, you're so in debt to him until he was like, until he was like, it's payoff time. It's payoff time. It's time for you to start doing what I say when I say, because she was getting a little out of hand. I seen a video this morning where she was going to get her nails done on one end before. She already knew what kind of relationship she been in before with her kid's father. And so she probably swore, I ain't going on. And like you said, oh, she was putting it on him. She was on him, and he probably had never even had a relationship like that before with a young woman that was pretty like that, and had some, you know, how I put it, respect about herself. Some woman that was out there that had some kids, and he seen that she didn't forget about her kids, even though she was a video vixen. He still seen the love, the responsibility, and the passion she had for her kids. Because, see, she's still a good mother. Don't no man want no woman that don't treat her kids right. Don't you know that's what the first thing a man look at when you got kids? If he gonna date you, he gonna look and see if your kids is respectful towards you. Because if they disrespectful towards you, they ain't gonna be respectful to him when he get in a relationship. And he gonna see how you treat your kids. So he was attracted to the mother part of her in the beauty too. And so she started getting these surgery Start making herself look better, and ain't nothing wrong with that if that's what you like. I don't need it. And he would start spoiling her. They was moving in these big old houses, and he was giving her a dream. A young girl was getting a dream, and her kids was living the dream with her. So she allowed him to do a lot of things. He allowed her to do a lot of things. Now, in that house, it was mostly mental abuse going on. The biggest part was mental abuse. It wasn't physical abuse. Because she was getting too much body work done for him to be slamming her into walls and on the floor, because more than a finger would have been broke. Okay? Okay? So it might have been some pushing, shoving, tugging, wrestling and stuff like that. But you know what? Abuse is abuse. But I'm telling y'all, it was mostly mental abuse that was going on. That was on both ends. Both ends. And I got a son that's 34 years old. That's why I can kind of, lean towards his way and stuff too. And I'm a woman, so I know how we respond and how we act and how we let our emotions and stuff get the best of us. And you know what, y'all? Look at this. Look at this. Oh, let me see something to come in. It wasn't no respect there. It wasn't no respect there. Because anytime he was allowing her to dress like she was dressing, he wasn't respecting himself as a man. And she wasn't respecting herself. And them kids wasn't being respected, because ain't no way in the world I want my mama to roll up at the school and some of the stuff Miss Girl was wearing. Okay. And so the respect began to fade away, and it became about the money. She started having her own money, doing her own thing. He started to get insecure and see, oh, she getting up there. She getting to the point where she ain't gonna need me no more. So what I'm gonna have to start doing, I'm gonna have to start putting some pressure on her. And I'm gonna have to reel her back in and let her know how she came up and where she came from. And so, let's get back to these 4 felonies he did before he even put his camera on. Mr. LaTruth, tag him in this. I'm going to tell you, my rock star. I'm a woman, and I know that it was on both sides, the mental and verbal abuse. Physical abuse, yeah, with some tugging, some slapping, and all that kind of stuff going on, which is abuse too, and you can't excuse that. But it wasn't the kind of abuse that I read in some of my notes, where some of my followers got beat, locked in the house, stomped, couldn't talk, couldn't express nothing, and was locked in the rooms and stuff. Like, it wasn't that kind of abuse. She fought back. But the 4 felonies that you made, Mr. LaTruth, 4 places you messed up. In her video, she kept talking about how you trapped her up under that bin. So, where you messed up the first time is, no, it's 5 of them. You messed up the first time when you started giving her access to your phone. Because once you start giving a woman access to your phone, and she got access to your phone, sweetheart, for 6 years, for you to turn around and take that back and take that authority from her, then you causing her to think something and be insecure. And that's why she know where you met Precious at, Peaches, whatever the girl name at the mall. So she been watching you for a long time. And she been watching you go back and forth to that mall. And so when she seen that name up in there, she knew who it was and where you met them. See, y'all got, and the thing about it, we teaching not the men. Because when they get in their next relationship, they already know what to look out for, because they know they already done been through it in last relationship. So that was the first felony you made, and try to take it back. The next felony When you admired how she treated her kids and you wanted that same love and affection, and you was rejected, and then when you was rejected, that spirit of rejection rose up in you and made you feel how you felt growing up. You see what I'm saying? Because it was some rejection in your life anytime your mama died at 5 years old and she said your daddy wasn't nothing. There was absolute disconnection and rejection there. And so that rejection rose up, and what you did was you took that anger and that hurt that's been lying dormant in you, and you reacted the wrong way on it, and you told her, I guess I'm going to have to go outside like Martell did. Well, we all know what Martell did to Melanie. We all know it played out on TV, and we know Melanie is a beautiful young woman, so why would he even have to step outside? And everybody started calling him a narcissist and yada, 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 talking about that man and doing this and that. And guess what? Him and Melanie is filming together again. But anyway, back to you, Mr. Latrobe. When you said, I'm going outside, and she said, you doing what? So that gave her a reason to reach over and get your phone. When she reached over and got your phone and you snatched it back and y'all started tussling, you committed your third felony. That's when, now the first one was giving her your phone. The second one was when you said what you said. So what you did was you disrespected her. So giving her the phone, disrespecting her when you said what you said. And the third one was when you disabled her and took that phone and tried to get your phone back when you've been letting her have it for 6 years, when you brought that up on yourself. So it gave her a reason to think what she think. The fourth one was you humiliated her. You degraded her, and you treated her less than an animal. And I'm going to tell you why I said that. Anytime, okay, when I was in my relationship, my marriage, we could slang each other and stuff like that. But you took a tote man and you put it over this woman's head. And you know she already thinks she a video model. You put it over Queen Princess' head. And when you did that, that was straight up degrading. You degraded her to the 10 toes down. And especially when you trapped her up under there and you said, I'ma hold you down like a wild animal. Come on, man. We didn't watch too many movies, black movies, Roots and all that stuff on TV, and seen our people been locked down, caged down, tied up on the bottom of boats and stuff. For you to do something like that, you gonna put a toad up under the woman's head, and then okay, I gave you 4 of them. Let me give you the 5th one. In the process of it all, she injured herself and broke her finger. So that's when the physical abuse came in. You committed all the categories of abuse. So you did all of that before you could even get your camera out to try to take a picture of her hand and then say that it wasn't swollen. I didn't broke a toe, and it's been broke for a couple of weeks and I didn't even know. And so after she broke her finger, you wouldn't even admit to it. He wouldn't even admit to it. And when you left here, I don't know what you did. You know that girl ain't broke her finger when she left that house. Come on now. My son could not tell me that. What she do, go down the street and break her finger? Stop. you know that she broke her finger, even though she broke it trying to get out that toe. You should have just went on, admit and say, you know what, I didn't know I was holding you up under there that long and that hard where you would mess your finger up like that. But let me tell y'all something. This never would have went live because when we got it, all of this had already played out. We never did get a video of her being up under the toe. She demonstrated. So after all of this happened, if he hadn't have been so arrogant and smart, LaTrue, if you had to just apologize and say, we took this thing too far, you hurt your hand, I'm sorry about it, instead of you and she clearly said on the thing, Vanessa, she said, why didn't you just go get my daddy? So for her to say, go get my daddy, she knew if he went and got her daddy could have calmed her down. But then she turned around and said, you disrespected a senior citizen. The girl love her daddy. She's a daddy's girl. So when you got to being disrespectful to her daddy, see, her daddy done been in the house when all this been going down before. But he seemed like the kind of temperate man that'll kind of stay out of things. That's how my daddy was. And you know, I either leave the house until y'all settle things out. Just accountability for, no, all that talk. Somebody tag Brianna. I just got enlightened. Man, LaTrue, you should have got enlightened after you put that toe on that girl's head, because you committed the ultimate acts. And after you committed them, you wouldn't even own up to it. You wouldn't take what you say, accountability. Vanessa, you say accountability. So had you been accountable and admit what you did was wrong and degrading, and that she ain't never got to worry about that again, and assure her of that like you have assured her on so many thousands of occasions, I'm sure, that such and such a thing wasn't going to happen no more, it wouldn't have been on the internet. If she wanted to put you away and bury you, she wouldn't have never got, when the police came to the house, she wouldn't have never assured the police, because if the police had a thought that it was some abuse going on and somebody getting hurt in there, she didn't tell the police her finger. She didn't show the police her finger. They'd have took him. So she saved him from the police. So she said she was going to take herself to the hospital. And by the time she got to the hospital, you still hadn't called her and took accountability. So a woman can only wait for so long. We had no patience. And she like, okay, this nigga ain't finna to call. He ain't finna to say nothing. He ain't finna to apologize. He done disrespected my daddy. He done trapped me up under a bin like I'm a caged animal, as pretty as I am, and I supposed to be his queen. He have humiliated me. He's disrespected me. He has all of these things, and he still ain't called and taking pictures of me. So what he gonna do with this picture? So now I'm finna to pull up my receipts, and I'm finna to show the world who this Negro really is. I tell you what, and we don't be thinking about material things and stuff at that time. We don't be thinking about what we gonna lose, what we ain't gonna have, what the situation gonna be. We be in the moment. We be straight up in the moment. And the man do too. He be into his ego, and he think he all of that. He probably had just collected a big sack, a big bag, and stuff like that, and be like, you know what? We've been having problems like that. I've been all up in his face. giving him the attention that he been begging the girl for, because he said he been asking her and begging her for this attention a long time, but she felt like she already had to did her wifely. Then and he know when she get ready to put it down, then I'll put it down to you. But when I don't want to do it, I don't. And see, she came in like a bunny rabbit, but then that Energizer bunny slowed down because she had to take care of them kids. And you know what? We start off like that, but our women don't finish off like that. We start like that, but we don't finish like that, baby. And so he needs attention. He's attention seeker. He went seeking attention. And a lot of men that's in his position, they can go seek attention somewhere else if they not getting it at home, as long as they taking care of home. So somebody else was giving him and fulfilling that void that she used to fulfill. And so he done got beside himself and started talking, because he probably was supposed to be going up to the mall where Precious was later on that day, and speaking out the side of his mouth. And so she felt all these emotions, hormones going wild, going crazy. Then not to mention she got the sister up in her ear that she done bought the Lexus for. I watched that too. And people that she paying for and stuff. And then when she aired it, when she first went on, she got to telling people, I come on here and I don't want to paint him as no bad person. He a good father. Y'all continue to follow him. Yeah, because she's still waiting on that apology. She's still waiting on him to step up to the plate and say, I was wrong, yada, yada, yada. You know what? I didn't mean to do that. You might. Ain't no way in the world I hurt you. I apologize to Pops. And Pops, no. See, he could have talked this out with Pops. And Pops would have said, you know what, Brianna? The boy is sorry. Y'all know y'all didn't have problems together, and he ain't had no business doing what he was doing, and then broke your finger. But you know what? Because the father is living good too. Father would have been said, so y'all can work this out, because you know he this and he that. So you brings the daddy off into it after you didn't get the apology. And did y'all catch it when she said daddy? Didn't she sounded like me? Daddy. What did he say? Didn't he say this and didn't he say that? And she was like, see, you think my daddy is going you think my daddy is going to tell a lie? You think my daddy? And the daddy messed up when he said, I say anything you want me to say, Brianna. This ain't funny. But I'm telling y'all real life how this playing out. I lived it. So she still ain't got no apology. Done been to the hospital. She done told him her finger is broke. It ain't fractured. It's broke. So a fracture or something that's swollen is totally okay. Broke. We done took it to a whole nother level when they came in with them x-rays and gave her that piece of paper. And you still talking bad? And you see what she said? Remember? She said, oh, he gonna get gangster. See, y'all got to listen for the little things. In order for her to say it like that, she done told him before, oh, nigga, you gonna get gangster now. So since you want to get gangster, I'm going to get gangster with you. Okay? Maybe y'all don't know that kind of talk, but I do. And so he got gangster with it, and he stayed gangster with it till she got to keep going live. And after she kept going live, recipe came for disaster, because so many women, and women I got to say, y'all start flooding that page. And I realize a lot of women have been abused, and you hurt, and you feel bad, and you have really went through some serious narcissism and abuse. And Don't look over that. And she have to. She just a young girl, and she don't even realize what it's done to her yet, and what it's gonna do to her children. And that's why I kept saying, pray for the children, pray for the children, because I experienced some of that as adults today, and I see it play out in their lives. And it's some kind of abuse on some kind of level. And like my daughter deal with a trust issue, um, uh, you know, not really believing me and taking them at their word, because ego trip. Man, what is wrong? The truth, baby. You did this to yourself. You did this. Because had you apologized and did what you usually do when something like this take place, knowing that this was more serious this time because she got a broken finger. She kept holding up that finger. And you still accusing her of breaking her own finger. She didn't break her own finger. To the right, from the front to the back, man. Gangster, that's what she said. Oh, he gonna get gangster. When he know it ain't even like that. And she said that to him before she even got on camera, on live. So that up in that house. So you violated her 5 different ways. First, you came out of that bathroom this hell and going outside the house. Then you disarmed her with that phone and computer when she already been seeing peaches up in your DMs, and you act like you had something to hide. Then you turned around and you humiliate her, you tussle her down, verbally abused her, and say, I'm going to cage you like a wild animal, the wild animal that you are. And in the process, physical abuse, she ended up. Then you messed up. You messed up. You did too many things at one time that she holding against you, not including the stuff that you've been doing all along. She ain't gonna remember what they did. Once a woman attracts so much traffic, because see, traffic was coming in too fast. Other women was getting on here telling their stories about how they was abused and saying, I believe you, I was with a narcissist, yada, yada, yada. And see, that's where we have to step back too, y'all, and look at the whole big picture. Because once we start putting our hurt and our pain that somebody else done to us, the women, y'all put that on her. So she got to start reading all this stuff, and she looking at, you know what, I got all these women invested in my story, and I ain't got no other choice but to play it out. They all on my side, y'all. What I'm gonna do? And you know what her sister said? Expose his race. Expose him to the 10. You got enough followers, and you can do this by yourself, and this and that and this and that. But I ain't seen her sister's husband. I ain't never seen him. I seen some kids. So don't never let no single woman, Mr. True, with a lot of kids tell you to jump up and expose things that you ain't ready to expose. You should have sat back and thought about this because you going back home. I'm telling y'all, she going back home. He was just on the internet 7 hours ago telling somebody to tag her. And if the friend had no. But she been kicking the friend down, buying the friend some of everything. You know them friends, them tag alongs, and that's why they say once you reach a level of success, you can't take everybody with you. Everybody can't go because everybody can't handle the respect, the wealth, or whatever you got. Everybody can't do that because most of the time when you get betrayed, when you get hurt, let down and stuff, it comes from out of your circle because you got somebody there that's jealous. And this man do love her, y'all. He love her. They just toxic together, and they need to figure out how not to be toxic. I would rather for them to figure out how not to be toxic, get some counseling, get in church, than to divorce and break up over something they've been going through for a long time, and they've been sweeping it up under the carpet. But the thing about it, you really don't hear her talk about how she in love with him and how he loved her, how she loved him. Because she said, I met him doing this, and it was because of what I was going through with my mother. Y'all go back and look at these videos. Now, I heard her express her love for his daughter more than I did for him. Yeah, they need some intensive prayers, what they need, girl. Because I was a first lady in the church. My husband was a pastor. And the thing, anybody, because pastors was doing something else. So I feel like this. Why I'm going to go to him for some counseling when he caught up in his own thing? Something like, wasn't real. Yes, she did. So if she wasn't really in love with him when she met him, and he had this big ego, what he do to make her fall in love with him? Because one thing about it, we as women know, ain't no material things gonna make you fall in love with no man. Now I'm gonna fall in love with you because you respect me, you love me, you ain't trying to buy me. And what he did is buy her, because when he met her, he seen her as a material girl. And he felt like as long as I kept her plate filled with material things, I'm going to have her right here in my corner. I'm going to be this big time rapper, this big time influencer, and I'm going to have a beautiful girl. We're going to be Beyonce and Jay-Z all the way. Y'all, how long have I been on here talking about these people? Vanessa, you've been hanging with me, girl. They have allowed God to work each other, they got to have a real relationship with God and not a superficial relationship. They like like I told you, they watched and told him, get your wife back, put your ego away, and apologize to, yeah, you've been hanging with me, girl. You hang with me so I can lay this out for you. These influencers told him, go get your wife. Apologize in front of the world to your wife. Show her that you can put your ego up under your feet and let these other females know, I love my wife. I ain't looking for nobody else. Because trust and believe, anytime he got a following base like he got, he can get so many followers, so many women that but he don't want all them. He want her. So he's going to apologize in front of the world. He going to do whatever she want him to do. And you do that, true, because you owe her that. You owe her that. Get on this internet. If you got to get on your knees and apologize to her and tell her how much you love her and you sorry, and she gonna take you back. She going back home. She gonna sit back, she gonna think about what she had, what she gonna lose, and who gonna help her with them kids, and how all this stuff is gonna play out. And she gonna be like, forget everything y'all been texting me about y'all situation. Didn't you see, Vanessa, didn't you see when she did this live video when he got on here talking about divorce like a month ago? And she was telling everybody, mind your business, mind your business. Every couple go through something. They go through the same thing. If he get on here and he frustrated and he get to talking about divorce, don't mean we gonna get no divorce. Y'all mind y'all business. Did you see that? That's who it was, Vanessa. It was Tyrese. I knew the voice. I knew the voice. That's who it was. You seen it too. Tell me, Vanessa, she ain't going back home. He's staying in a hotel right now. But have you noticed, Vanessa, that ever since he got that stomach surgery, he have been different? And the thing about it, when God created us and made us and everything he put in our bodies, he meant for to be there for a reason. He meant it to be there. It's meant to be there for a reason. And if you take anything out of the body, it's going to change you. Take a woman, for instance, and she have going through the change of life. She have to have a hysterectomy. And if you take that woman ovaries out and then want to replace them with hormone supplements and stuff, she's going to act completely different. Her attitude is going to change. The way she think, the way she act, every walk of life is changing for us. Even our taste buds, because you have taken something out of our bodies that needs to be there. And not to mention the battle, like you say, this man is going through in his mind by losing his stomach and men process things totally different than us. This man was a big old muscular man, so his low self-esteem kicked in too, because after he got through going through that surgery and chemotherapy, he looked like a skeleton. He just now starting to grow, get his muscles back. So in some ways, he probably feel like she rejected me because I ain't the same man that she met that was a muscular man. And so now he's become a small man, and he feel like, okay, you taking advantage of me because you feel like, okay, I'm small now and that I ain't the same man that you was when you met me, and my head is big and I look different because you look different, the truth, but you still a handsome man. But anyway, he went through some mind trips, y'all, and especially together, and not to mention his mama died on the table at 5 years old. Then his sister turned around and died. So can you imagine what this man was going through mentally when he was getting ready to go through this process in his life and not knowing whether he was going to get off the table? What makes him so for sure he going to get off the table and make it through this if his mother didn't? And then in the meantime, between time, her platform is blowing up while he's sick, and she's supporting him when he used to be the head of the household, supporting her. She says she paid for his surgery. Can you imagine how much she paid? She had to take care of him. She had to depend on him. And then the hurt came in when that silly, simple-minded woman, his daughter's mama, put that child on camera, Vanessa, and that child was crying, and somebody was coaching her, because I watched it. You know what? I've been in the mental health field too long to know. We as women, we know she was being coached, and she got to talking about, and she said $50,000 wedding. And did you see the sister said he didn't even want the wedding because how they was getting along. And you can tell he wasn't really excited. Did you watch the wedding? Because she was trying to get him to come on the floor and dance. And when she was sitting in the chair to come and get the garter off her leg, and he just standing there, and they saying, go, go, go. Now, he done been to enough weddings to know what he's supposed to do at a wedding. But see, his ego was too big to get on his knees and try to get that garter off. He was like, we'll handle this at the room. I'm breaking it down for you. She was influenced because kids are influenced by what adults say. Yes, she was totally. And what that little girl did was they did that little girl wrong on so many levels, because what they did was put a wedge between her and her daddy's relationship. He ain't showing it, but that man was hurt when he looked at his daughter on there, because don't you know, I've been trying to get on YouTube for over a year. I had 67 followers, Vanessa. After I posted that video, bam, overnight, 1,000. And here I am today talking to you, Vanessa. But for her, and it hurted that little girl to get on there and say that too. Because if you go back to my video, if you go back to that video of that little girl, look on there. About 35,000 people done watched that video already. Because people want to see drama. And they want to see it play out. And if they figure that you going to keep feeding it to them, they going to keep tuning in to you. And I didn't mean it for that reason, because I'm like, okay, maybe this is the video that can get my following base up. And you know what, Mr. The Truth and Mrs. The Truth, I am sorry, and I'm praying for you and these kids and stuff. But it's because of y'all, and I'm going to give y'all props that I'm on here live tonight trying to tell both of y'all story because of what I went through, and I can see what's going on. And I believe that y'all going to come back together. Yes, y'all is, but I hope y'all get it right before you do, for the kids' sake. But back to the little girl. Did you see, Vanessa, what a little girl say? He came in and he started whooping me. And I was all right with the first lick and the other lick. But then he just kept on. He just kept on. And I was looking in his eyes and I said, that's not my daddy. That's not my daddy. Well, no, you know what? I'm sure my kids done looked in my eyes and say, damn, where my mama at? Because she done lost herself on me with this belt. She is going crazy. But okay, this little girl's mom probably feeling some type of... Yeah, she want him. She want him. Because she got on there with anger. She came on there with a motive and anger and probably finna to get cashed out. And that was his first time whooping her. And you see, Brianna even said, you said you don't like to whoop kids because it's too much strength behind your name. And so, and why did the little girl say, I didn't mind the first and the second lick? Then I went to the auntie. The auntie said, I talked to her. The auntie said, I talked to her. And I talked to Brianna, and they said that she threw the microphone at him and said, you ain't my daddy, because she couldn't go to the mall. Well, he probably didn't want her to go to the mall because Precious was at that same mall that she wanted to go to, and he don't want Precious to run into each other. And then he probably was supposed to be at the mall at the same time the little girl was going to the mall. And he didn't want her to sing. And yeah, he's sick. He's sick. Because anytime a man would put his hands on a woman and trap her, he's sick. But you know what? Women can be sick too. Who was that said that? Candace. Yeah, he's sick. But you know, women can be sick too. Because Candace, you know what? I was sick too. I was in an abusive late relationship, and it came from both sides. Because back in the day, when my ex-husband called me the B word and I was drinking that old English and smoking, I don't do that no more. I changed my life. I would be up over on him like a spider that's then fell up out the ceiling. And I would fight him like I fought another man. And I knew I was going to get whooped, but he was going to know that I've been there, and he was going to know that he couldn't just take advantage of me like that. And when I hear Brianna talk, I know that she speak up for herself. I know that man wasn't just beating her up in that house, not with her daddy there, because the way that man acted out that day, and they say her daddy lived with her and take care of them kids, ain't no way in the world he been beating her up in that house. Now, it's been some verbal abuse going on. That's why the young girls said they closed the door when they be arguing, because they ain't want the daddy to hear all of that. And they needed a bigger house to keep him in one part of the house so they could be in the other part of the house with their drama. But the daddy was the nanny. See, after the mama died, the daddy moved in. And then you got the housekeeper coming on talking about she stayed 4 days. What's 4 days going to tell you out of 6 years? And then she said she had the migraine headache and kept on saying, I gave her these pills. I gave her these pills. And she said that so many times. Somebody said in my head that she said about 100 times. They go up in the room and lock the door and fight, but the kids hear it all. Exactly. So he ain't pulling her up in the room to fight. He ain't dragging her up in the room to fight. Maybe when she get ready to run out the room, he probably pull her back in there. But that little girl said it's times they been banging on the door. So they was in there already fighting. And that they done got on the phone and called the sister or the friend. The sister said, I didn't got a whole lot of phone calls. Well, why ain't nobody in jail? Because by now, with all of this that was supposed to be going on, he should have had one domestic abuse on him. She been saving him all this time, y'all. And those of you that's been abused and locked in the house and scared to call the police, can't get to the police and stuff, God, I'm so sorry and I pray for you. But if you had the freedom that she had to go and come and where would she want to and stuff and be outside of the house and stuff like that, if you being beat and abused like that, you gonna tell somebody on the outside. And like that friend tape, they had that tape and he didn't know about. He said, I said, wasn't no another woman gonna disrespect me. See, evidently he had been disrespected real bad by another woman before when he talked about pulling over and putting her out the car. And so she taped that because she needed that for evidence. See, we tape things because we want to bring it back up when it's time. So Candace, honey, it can be sick on both sides. The whole relationship is sick and is still sick. He was mad that day in the car. And if he beat her, like she said it, he would have pulled over and pulled her out the car. But did you see, okay, you sitting that close to somebody in the car, they saying you ain't gonna disrespect me, I'll pull that effing wig up off your head and call you a bitch, and you call them, and they going back and forth calling each other bitchs. An abuser would have gave you the backhand so doggone hard. An abuser would have gave you the backhand so hard while he was driving y'all to went off the road. You ain't gonna be sitting up calling no man, no B up in the car. My ex-husband, I wasn't gonna be calling him the bitch word. That's why I don't see how these women get away with calling these men's yeah, and she was saying, do it. So that's why I cannot be completely against Mr. LaTruth. And I got to tell the truth on both sides because I have lived both sides of the track. He been good to her. He started off good to her. He just started getting insecure when she started giving that rejection that he had felt for so long before. he wouldn't have been able to stop himself. He got so much build up in him. He got so much build up in him, the man probably wouldn't have. And then the little girl said he beat me until the skin started rolling up off of me. And I'm not saying a child is lying, because you don't never call no child no liar. Maybe the mama just didn't let her see that. But I'm telling y'all, when I was a kid, I got whooped with so many doggone stitching cords. And I had to change my whole wardrobe, and I deserved them too. I thank God for them whooping. And I know some of y'all do too. I get a whooping after church and before church, because I was cutting up. And I thank God for them whoopings, because if I hadn't got the whoopings that I got, God knows I'd be in the graveyard or in somebody's jailhouse. And y'all know we got them welts too, and where the skin broke on you. And some of y'all still got some scars on y'all when y'all tell stories about it, saying, I still got this scar right here, mama, that you put on me. You remember, and then your mama get to denying it, saying, you lying. You lying. Don't you tell that lie on me. I ain't never left nothing on you like that. And like she said, he don't know his anger. He haven't really tapped off into it because he's scared. He don't know what it's going to bring about. You can look at his sisters and listen to them talk and see that they angry. They some roughnecks. She better be careful, because them sisters ain't no joke. And that brother Kevin, he got that, he is a self-educated, over-educated fool. And he gonna lay the whole story, and he gonna give you scenarios while he talking about it. He gonna paint the picture for you. After he paint the picture for you, brother gonna hang it up on the wall and let you frame it. He what you call a theologian. That's what his brother is. But Brianna and Mr. LaTruth, they getting back together. So everybody that's invested in this whole situation and that's mad at Mr. LaTruth, you gonna be mad at Miss LaTruth too, because she getting back with her husband. It's just a matter of time, and they just got to figure it out. If don't nobody bring them back together, that little baby girl, that little pretty girl gonna bring them back together. Them kids gonna miss him, because he was good to them kids. And that's them kids' daddy. That's the only daddy they know. And she got boys in this world we live in today. He just got to change his ways. He need to get up under some spiritual guidance, because at one time she was up under some spiritual guidance, so she knows something about it. I remember one time she was on here praying and speaking in tongues during the time he was going through his surgery, and so she got some spirituality up in her too. She got some background in that area. So when he was going through this cancer and this sickness and stuff, I'm sure she was praying for him and holding him up before God. So he really looked up to her like as a mother figure. But now this is finna to turn on her. After this man get on here and get on his knees and make a song for her, because y'all know he got a beautiful voice. He gonna make a song. He gonna write a song for her. He gonna write one of them R. Kelly songs. And he gonna do something special. But when he do it, she gonna start smiling with the little dark lips, look like she already got lipstick on them. She just as cute as she wanna be. And she gonna give him some ultimatums, what he need to do, and get on the internet to get this thing right. He gonna do that, and when you know anything, he gonna be back up in that house that they just got, that ain't unpacked yet, clothes all over the place because they tore it up. Friend over there probably getting the house together for a couple of $100 or more than that, thinking she gonna be over there all the time. But friend, she going back to her husband. Trust that. And guess what? You did too much. And you said too much. And when you know anything, when they get back together and start getting some counseling, you going to be out the picture, sis. You stepped over the line. It wasn't time for you to speak. You spoke out too quick. Because for one thing, she didn't even tell you to speak out. She didn't even tell you to play that tape. And you did it. And when you did that, that's when the traffic really started rolling in. So he going to blame you for that. She going to give him some ultimatums. He going to give her some ultimatums. And when you know anything, he going to be back over in that house. They ain't going to film together for a while. They going to be like Martell and what's the little cute girl name on Love in Huntsville? Melanie. They going to keep it on the low. Like, what you call them? Tyrese told him to do. Keep people about your business. Keep it on the low. And in the meantime, between time, while they got it on the low, oh Lord, talk about the bag, Vanessa. Much traffic they done had. Can you imagine what YouTube getting ready to pay them? They finna get paid out. They came up on a big bag with all of this drama. Girl, I'm speaking in your behalf, LaTruth and Miss LaTruth. Y'all need to cash out me. It ain't funny. Especially for the ones, the real victims. But they finna to make some crazy money up off of this right here. They coming up. And they got enough time to stay off the internet. This gonna give them a couple of months to be on the low. They gonna show this whole how they got through this. They go into counseling. You're gonna see a whole different vibe. What will I tell you? Ride with me, because I'm gonna take you there. Thank